Okay, ready to go? Okay. Yes.
You ready? Good evening, everybody. You are at a Common Council meeting of the City of Wausau. It's October 22nd, 2024. It is 6:38 p.m. at Wausau 407 Grant Street. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the clerk call the roll, please?
We have 10 voting members present and 1 is excused. Gary is excused.
Oh, Gary's.
Alder Gisselman.
Thank you. All right, proclamations. We have 2 proclamations tonight. Had an opportunity to take a trip down to Pensacola a week ago, and the Delta Airlines folks were all wearing some form of pink ties, pink shirts, pink dresses. So when I got back, I relayed that to our new mayor's office executive assistant, Megan, and she mentioned to me that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which I should have known because I bought a T-shirt from the local 415. Thank you very much. And so we didn't have it in there for the October 8th, and we put it in for tonight. And we have a couple of people who will be taking it. Megan is a family member of a survivor, and joining her is my wife, who is a survivor of around 4 years, and we have a few other people in the room who have 5+ years. So that's a great thing. And if we're going to represent, we should recognize as well. So here we go. That's the extra mile. Proclamation reads, whereas approximately 1 out of every 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer during their lifetime, and 1 in 43 will die from the disease. And whereas every 2 minutes a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer, and 30% of new women's cancer diagnosis will be for breast cancer. And whereas breast cancer incidence increased during the most recent decade of data by 1% annually overall, with a steeper increase among younger women younger than 50 years, as well as those 50 and older. And whereas in 2024, an estimated 310,720 new invasive breast cancers and 56,500 cases of ductal carcinoma in situ will be diagnosed among women in the U.S., and an additional 2,700 cases will be diagnosed in men. And whereas the breast cancer death rate has dropped by 44% since 1989 because of advances in treatment and early detection, resulting in approximately 517,000 lives averted breast cancer deaths. And whereas the 5-year relative survival rate for breast cancer is 91%, but drops to 86% at 10 years and 81% at 15 years after diagnosis. And whereas in 2024, approximately 42,250 women and 530 men are expected to die from the disease. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Doug Dinny, Mayor of the City of Wausau, do hereby proclaim October 2024 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Wausau, and I commend this observance to all citizens and encourage all women and men to learn more about this disease and how it may affect their lives and take necessary steps for early detection and prevention. And I ask that during this month we also recommit ourselves to standing by survivors and their families and support worthy organizations working tirelessly to find a cure. Hey, they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. We'll save some more for someone else. Thank you. We do have one, I think this came down from the state, so I'm going to read it tonight. It's called the Extra Mile Day. It's a proclamation. Whereas Wausau is a community which acknowledges that a special vibrancy exists within the entire community when its individual citizens collectively go the extra mile in personal effort, volunteerism, and service. And whereas the Wausau is a community which encourages its citizens to maximize their personal contribution to the community by giving of themselves wholeheartedly and with total effort, commitment, and conviction to their individual ambitions, family, friends, and community. Whereas Wausau is a community which chooses to shine a light on and celebrate individuals and organizations within its community who go the extra mile in order to make a difference and lift up fellow members of their community. And whereas Wausau acknowledges the mission of the Extra Mile America to create 550 Extra Mile cities in America and is proud to support Extra Mile Day on November 1st, 2024. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Doug Dinny, Mayor of the City of Wausau, do hereby proclaim November 1st as 2024 as Extra Mile Day in the City of Wausau, and I urge each individual in the community to take time on this day to not only go the extra mile in his or her own life, but to also acknowledge all those who are inspirational in their efforts and commitment to make their organizations, families, community, and country or world a better place. Signed, Doug Dinny, Mayor of the City of Wausau. I think that came down from the state. It was in the packet, so we're going to go the extra mile. And another shout out to Local 415 for going the extra mile, whether it's the boot, whether it's the cancer awareness. Thank you, Chief. And thanks for the 415. All right, up next, we're working on a little disclaimer to read for this so we can give some guidance. Did we have some public comment?
We can,
He's not?
it's not an agendized item.
Oh. Okay, we'll read that next time. We don't have anyone? Okay. Up next is the consent agenda. Would entertain a motion. Is that?
Now we can go.
Okay. Motion from Mr. Neal, second by Lukens. Seeing no comments?
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-0.
Thank you. Up next, file number 24-0902, mayor's appointments. Looking for a motion from Henke. Second from McElhaney. Any comments, questions? There was just one in there. Seeing none,
You may begin voting. Oh. Not sure why.
should I not be signing?
Are you in the discussion manager? 'Cause you're not.
I shouldn't be. Where do you want me?
Just for the moment.
Okay. Just looking for 11.
You're in the discussion, yeah, you are.
Yeah. I'm still checking.
No, because when you do that, then it's.
He wants me to vote. I'm sorry, I can't vote.
That's why, yeah. Oh, you have to sign it.
What?
You have to be present. Okay, that's what the problem.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna re-vote that again because it did not allow me to tally the votes. So this is voting again on the mayor's appointment, 24-0902. Motion fails 4-6 with one abstention. Oh, that's you. Motion fails 4-6, okay.
Yeah, disappointing. All right, up next, file 240906, resolution finance approving vacation of right-of-way at 700 Grand Avenue for Commonwealth Development and releasing obligation of the DOT for reimbursement to the city for property purchase. And that passed finance 5-0.
You have a motion.
Motion from Rasmussen, second from Lukens. Any discussion? Seeing none?
You may begin voting.
I don't, question? Okay. Certainly open for discussion. I just didn't see the light. Okay.
Okay, motion passes 8-2.
Up next is file 23-1109Y from Finance. It's a resolution approving and adopting the budget modification for American Rescue Plan Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund funded projects for firefighter positions. Motion from Watson, second from Henke. Seeing no discussion,
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-0.
Up next, file 23-1109Z, finance resolution approving and adopting the budget modification for American Rescue Plan Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund funded projects, moving $800,000 from the sewer headwork screening funding to Cherry Street Sewer Lift Station rehabilitation. That was approved by finance 4-1. Motion from Henke, second from Rasmussen. Seeing no discussion. Oh, now somebody is on there. Alder Killian.
Mr. Mayor, may I address Alder Hanky with a question, please?
I would defer to Alder Hanky. It appears to be an approval.
I just wanted to know, are you fully sure that there's no way there can be a contract in place for the solar array by December before we move this money away from them again?
In the private industry, 2 weeks ago when this came through, I thought maybe it's probably too late now getting this through. I'm fully prepared to fight that battle in CIP next year, so
Okay,
we'll get it through that way.
Thank you.
Oh,
We're okay?
yep.
Okay, anything further? Seeing none?
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-0.
Up next is file 23-1109AA, resolution from Finance approving and adopting the budget modification for American Rescue Plan Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund funded projects, moving lead service line replacement to water SCADA equipment. That passed 5-0. I have a motion from Henke, second from Alder Watson. Any comments, discussion? Seeing none.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-0.
Up next is the suspension of the Rule 6B, filing and/or 12A, referral of resolution requires 2/3 vote. Motion from Neal, second from Henke.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 9-1.
So under the suspension of the rules, then, we are on file 240812, council resolution approving a planning option agreement between City of Wausau and Vanguard Partners for 15 Fulton Street and 920 North First Street. And that action was pending currently because it didn't come to a committee. Motion from Neal, second from Henke. Discussion, comments, seeing none.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 7-3.
Up next, file 12-1012. It's a joint HR finance resolution authorizing health, dental, and supplemental insurance plan designed for 2025, and I believe that was pretty good news that we received there. I did not see the vote, though.
They both passed 5-0.
5-0 was the vote. Okay. Motion.
It wasn't 5-0 because we had members.
Oh, it was a joint.
It was unanimous. Sorry.
Okay.
Unanimous.
Unanimous from both of the joint
Correct.
HR and Finance, for the record. Thank you. Alder Martins made the motion and second by Alder Tierney. Alder Martins?
Yeah, I'll just give just a brief synopsis of this because this came through finance this evening, and it's also it's good news that we received in our budget workshops last week, in that we were looking at a health insurance premium renewals of in the neighborhood of 15 to 20%. We had HR department had insurance brokers go out to the market and see if we could get a better rate, and we did with a different carrier. Moving from Security Health to Expiris means we're going to have, the city will have a health insurance increase of 2.5%, which is unbelievable in this climate for healthcare coverage, which is really great news for the city and the budget, and also is good news in that the premiums for the the premiums are going to be at a sustainable level because there's not going to be big increases in deductibles and copays moving to the carrier. So it's I think it's going to be, it's good all around, and it'll really help us in moving forward in the 2025 budget.
I think I wore a path out between my office and the HR going down and checking every day what our status was. But Ann Keenan and Director Henderson did a great job there getting us out of some hot water there. Thank you. Anything further? Seeing none.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-0.
Okay, up next is public comment and suggestions. So Norton, what I would say is just a reminder that everyone is allowed up to 3 minutes. We will direct all comments to the chair. We will be respectful with all comments, and I will get that disclaimer here in writing for the next time we do this. This does not have to be on the topic on the agenda, but we do have 2 documents here to refer to. One is, and this is a topic that's come up pretty frequently with this body, is that we have Robert's rules that keeps the meetings orderly and efficient. It's not a weapon. We also have the U.S. Constitution, much smaller book, but worth 1,000 times Robert's rules. So we will always defer to the U.S. Constitution when citizens are speaking, as long as they're directing their comments respectfully and maintaining order in the chambers. And up we have Jeff Decker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's awesome to hear the Constitution spoken of so well, and Robert's Rules is really underappreciated, so everybody should know more about it. Did everyone hear about those 2 guys who stole a calendar? They each got 6 months. So I'm here to talk about the building security here. I'm aware that you guys have decided some time ago to upgrade security over concerns for public access, and some different incidents have raised your concern and your alarm, and I just wanted to speak against that. The access of the people is very, very important in a healthy democracy. And I'm thrilled to live in a city where a guy can just walk up and give documents to each city council member right before the meeting starts. And I can assure you that if you really go to full lockdown, then that sort of access is going to diminish as well. It's, democracy lives best and brightest in the sunshine. And any sort of barrier or impediment is really a sad thing. But the reason I'm here talking about this is that I'm aware that some of you are concerned about my own arrest here in this building. This is now 2.5 years ago, and I wanted to give assurance that that was misportrayed. And it's starting from the one person who complained, who was Assistant City Attorney Nathan Miller. He just straight up lied. I know all of you have a relationship with him, or you did. And
Just be a little careful where you're going with that.
And I've completely allege that he lied to the police with inaccurate description of my conduct. At no point did I ever refuse to leave his office. At no point did I disrupt the business of that office. And it was really unfortunate to watch as his eyes glowed with the power that he enjoyed. He really seemed to get a kick out of seeing me be arrested. But the charges were dropped, and the original charges that had me there talking with him for a pre-scheduled pretrial conference, that was also dropped. I'm happy to say that the red, white, and blue are alive and well too, if we really believe in them, and the rules do work if everybody's patient. And I'm sorry for taking so long to express this all to you, and I apologize also for going overboard from time to time, but not that day. And if anyone cares to, there is a YouTube video called Wausau City Hall, January 27th, 2022, that has the actual audio recording of our encounter. It was perfectly cordial, except he was pretty rude the whole time. That's about it. And there's also video surveillance from this building that confirms that. And interviews afterwards with city staff confirmed that no, nothing disruptive took place. So thank you very much for your time. Thanks for all you do every day. Thanks for keeping the city running so well.
Thank you. Anyone else? Public comment and suggestion, last chance. All right. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion from Larson, second from Watson. You may begin voting. Oh, we're back on again. We'll take a verbal vote here and we'll clean that up later. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?